And I didn't understand that. Like, I still don't understand rooting for teams and stuff like that. So me and my best friend made our own Spirit Week. Like our own theme, and one of them we dressed as trees, and we wore green with the front.
You don't need any on your legs. Come on, stop.
Really?
The bag was required. They need on your other leg.
I can hold my... Okay, but you're breathing deep and...
Almost 3,000 years old. How long? And that wave of prep. Sweat. That's insane.
So now that I've showed you guys a little bit, just to give you guys a little bit of background on the trees that I am showing you. Right now we're in Yosemite Park, Yosemite National Park. And the trees I am showing you, all the trees that you're seeing with the orange trunks, those are trees called sequoias. Sequoias are over 3,000 years old. They have dwindled down from the amount there are from 3,000 years ago to now. Those videos that you've seen of fallen trees, all of those were sequoias. I believe the largest standing sequoia is, I'm not sure, so I'm going to hand this over to my dad.
Up that hill.
How tall is the largest standing sequoia?
I'm actually not sure, but it's up the hill.
All right, so he's not sure. I'm going to look it up, and at this point, I'm going to edit it into the video once I find the information. And like always, if you are enjoying the video, don't forget to drop a like button, since that is always much appreciated and it helps us out a lot. And as another thing, if you are enjoying this video, at the time of recording this, probably a few hours after, since we're going to be heading to a different location after this. We were originally going to go to Sequoia National Park, but our route was, going to take like 3 hours longer due to wildfires that are happening. And so we decided to cut Sequoia out, and instead we're going to Yosemite. So now we're in Yosemite National Park, and now I'm going to hand it over to my mom. Mom, where are we going next?
We're going to South Lake Tahoe.
So we're going to Lake Tahoe. We were originally just going to stay overnight one night, but we're going to drive there today, and then we have a full day tomorrow to explore. I'll post a bunch of videos on that, since I am super excited for that. Now, coming up, there are a lot more sequoias, but this one is a little bit different. You can actually see exposed on the inside the entire trunk. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to give you guys a look. So here's the tree. This tree was actually burnt from the inside during a wildfire. And also throughout this video, when you see parts of the area that are white and black, of like bark and also just grass, so like right here, and also going back there, that was the result of a wildfire. A wildfire, the most recent one that happened in Yosemite that caused all of this, I believe happened about a year ago. So I know it doesn't sound that recent, but when it comes to wildfires, that is pretty recent, and they do leave significant damage even after a year, as you guys can see. And I'm gonna zoom in back here. You can see that it did a lot of damage to the back portion too. And then right here, it is a little hard because of the sun shining, but this entire part was burned from the inside, and the rest of the tree is entirely intact. I'm not sure how tall this tree is, but just to put into a little bit of perspective, I'm gonna turn the camera. Here's the tree, and here's me. So now we are going to continue walking down the path. We're going to take a quick left real quick where we're going to see a few more sequoias. And this is actually really cool since they grew in like only a couple feet distance from each other. So we're coming up over here. There's just a little outlook that you can go to. If you look out in the middle right there, those trees, they probably grew just a couple feet in distance from each other. Most of the trees here, which I was surprised, were actually very well maintained and intact after the wildfire. Just as a little bit of a fun fact, Yosemite was actually kind of worried when the wildfire happened, since they thought they would lose a significant amount of their sequoia population. But they only lost about 2 back there, which I just showed you guys, and then they probably lost about 3 more, which are up there. But it was mostly just normal trees, and not a lot of sequoias were lost, which is good since they are people say there are a lot, but it is a very rare tree, and they slowly dwindle down each and every year. So we're going to continue walking on the path. Now coming up here, this is probably the widest sequoia tree that we have seen yet, right here. Now, I looked at pictures and I thought these things were huge, but pictures really don't do these trees justice. These are truly something that you have to see in person to be able to sink it all in and be able to see everything to its fullest. And this is just an absolutely amazing thing to do. If you are in the area, or if you're planning a trip in this area, I would highly recommend going to Yosemite Park. You can take a shuttle bus from where you park over here. You cannot drive because there just isn't enough parking, and also they just don't allow it. And that was a view of the sequoia trees. I'm going to also be uploading another video probably in an hour or two, probably a little bit after this video uploads, of other parts of this park. So like always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Alright, so the mountain range kind of went out of view, but we do have a nice view of a decent amount of trees. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see this through the camera, but the wildfire that I was talking about that happened in Yosemite about a year ago also reached out to over here. So there are a multitude of trees out here that actually have a few burnt trunks. They were a little bit back, but like that one right there, it was a little hard to see that, but like a few of these do have burned trunks. So that was just to put into perspective how far the wildfire went when the wildfire did happen here in Yosemite about a year ago. We might be able to get a view of the mountains in the background again. We just need to wait for the trees to part. You can see a little bit right now. Right here, so if you look at those trees, that is a whole different part of the mountain. I'm not sure if you were able to see that, but the trees that were reaching up, like further back behind these trees, those were part of the mountain range. And then the mountain continues to go up from right here as well. There are a few spots that you can pull over to take some scenic looks at, but a few of them are pretty heavily overgrown, not overgrown, but you really can't see past the trees. It looks like that there should be a part, like a little bit of a parting between the trees soon. So we're almost there. Now this is a view looking at all these trees. This is just showing how much damage, even showing how much more damage the wildfire did. And these trees, even from the burning that happened with the wildfire 1 year ago, these trees are still significantly harmed from it and have not grown back. So this is a whole area of burned trees, and this, if you look down, this is one of probably the biggest parts where the wildfire happened. And then also, if you look up there, there are a few burnt trees up there. The grass is fully recovered from the wildfire, but the trees are far from it. You can see a lot of the bark is burnt off of most of these trees, or if you look at the one right there, that was completely black. So definitely did significant damage to Yosemite. Luckily, like I said, not a lot of the sequoia trees were harmed, which a lot of the people in Yosemite were speculating would happen, and they were worried about. Alright, and here we go. Now you can see the mountain range, which is right there. So all of this is part of Yosemite National Park. If a few miles back, there was a few hotels that you could stay at. There was also a hotel and spa resort that we drove by earlier on our way in. So this definitely is a nice place to stay. We didn't really research this place to stay here since, like I said earlier, this wasn't our original plan to come here, but we had to divert to here due to the wildfires near the Sequoia National Park. So that was a quick view of the mountains. I decided to just tack this video onto the end of the Sequoia video that I was originally going to make separate. So no need to look for another video. If you are looking for another video, either today or tomorrow, I'm going to be posting like 1 or 2 videos about Disneyland and different stuff there. And if you haven't seen other videos of the past days on our cross-country trip, we're on day 16 out of 34, just to let you guys know. And if you haven't seen any of the other videos on our cross-country trip, I'll have a link in my description of the video, or you can also just go onto my channel's bio to watch those videos. I have some on Disneyland, I have some of views, and a bunch of other stuff on there. So don't forget to check that out. Like always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And like always, I will see you guys on the next one.